Thank you. Last year, General Scaparetti testified at this hearing that North Korea has one of the largest chemical and biological weapon stockpiles and research programs in the world. Do you agree with that assessment?
I do.
And do you believe that the facts that we know about the death of the half-brother to Kim Jong-un was likely assassinated with VX nerve agent?
Yeah, I do, Senator. That's just based on open source reporting.
Right. So but we haven't confirmed that it was used.
I beg your pardon?
We have not independently confirmed that it was used.
I have not seen reporting to reflect that.
So do you know enough about their delivery capabilities of chemical and biological weapons at this point to adequately be prepared to defend our allies and our American soldiers and families in the surrounding vicinities?
I don't know enough about all of their capabilities, and including those that we saw or probably saw in Malaysia. So I think that's part of the readiness calculus that we have to go through when we consider the threat from North Korea.
Do you have the appropriate CBRN, which is an acronym for the record that is our defense, equipment necessary for chemical and biological attacks?
I believe that General Brooks does have that for the forces that are in Korea now.
Okay. What about in Japan?
I can't speak to that.
Okay. I would love a follow-up on that.
Yes, ma'am.
I think, we do chem stuff at Fort Leonard Wood in Missouri. It's our biological defense center, and I'm concerned if they are using nerve agents to kill family members, they certainly are not going to hesitate to use nerve agents to kill American soldiers and our South Korean allies and innocent citizens. So I'd like to follow up on that.
You bet.
Do you think we should deploy THAAD to Japan?
I believe that's a decision that Japan's going to have to make. I think that Japan should have some kind of a system like that, but whether it's THAAD or Aegis Ashore or both or some other system, they're going to have to make that decision.
Well, as you know, I had the opportunity to take a exhausting tour of all of our anti-ballistic missile systems last year, and you kindly hosted us when we were at PACOM, but had a chance to be in both South Korea and see the Patriot systems, understand that THAAD was going in, and also obviously in Guam to observe the THAAD. I just want to make sure we know what the needs are in terms of THAAD in light of what North Korea is up to.
So we work with Japan and describe the capability that THAAD would provide, that would give them, also Aegis Ashore and potentially other systems. So that'll be a Japanese decision, or it could be an alliance decision.
We are indicated to them that we would be cooperative in trying to deploy THAAD to Japan.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Well, to be clear on that, I have not reached an agreement with Japan on deploying THAAD.
Right.
But that's a different issue than your initial question, which was, should Japan buy THAAD?
Right.
And so, if they buy it, then it's theirs, and it relieves me of the burden of having to deploy it and the joint force.
Right.
So I think that whole decision, whether they buy THAAD or Aegis Ashore or ask us to support them or whatever, that's a decision yet to be made.
It seems to me that the discussion that we're trying to have about pressure on China to do the right thing, especially in light of what I learned from you in terms of China's activities and militarization in South China Sea, that the more talk we have publicly about THAAD, more places, I think the more it behooves what I think is our policy right now as it relates to North Korea. Very quickly, I don't think anybody's touched on what I have been really confused by and worried by in light of how important the Philippines is to the United States military. Could you assess the current situation of the U.S.-Philippines relations because I know what strategic importance those islands have to your capability of defending the United States of America?
So, ma'am, I believe that we're in a reasonably good place in the mill-to-mill space with the Armed Forces of the Philippines, AFP, if you will. So we have a range of activities that we continue to do with the AFP, including Bilikatan, which is a big exercise that kicks off next month in May. Our EDCA, that's Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, that's the five Philippine bases that we have agreed to with the government of the Philippines to improve in some cases for us to use. That is proceeding apace. Most importantly, our Special Operations Command folks are active in the southern Philippines to combat terrorism in conjunction with and in support of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. So our guys are doing the advising and assisting, but not the direct action. That's the responsibility of the Armed Forces of the Philippines there, and I think that's working.
So Duterte is not having a negative impact on the mill-to-mill relationships, is what you're telling me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, that's reassuring, because he kind of goes in the category with Kim Jong-un in terms of what the hell, right?
We're in a good place in the mill-to-mill space with the Philippines.
Right. Okay. Thank you.